Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking another look here at Near Protocol. I got a request from this one from a community member here, CryptTwins. Thank you very much for providing the request. I'll be happy to help you there. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, jump on over to our Discord and make a request if you want. Or more important, Telegram and Twitter. We also have some really awesome playout charts, things that are just help keeping you informed on what's really going on in the market right now. Because I look at this every day as my full-time job. I love to help you out. Speaking of full-time job too, we also have premium and premium plus groups here, where these are basically private groups you can join. We have a good 20% profit from render and a PHB 33%. These were two short signals I sent in recent past here, and they did very, very well. So again, keep in mind, these are trade signals that I provide to my community members there. So if you want to interested in registering, cryptocash.tag is the site. Link down below. I also have a trading library as well with my university videos where you can kind of learn everything I teach condensed in a nice, awesome little format there. So thanks again for the feedback, my community members who've mentioned that it's been beneficial for you. Super happy to hear that. Okay, so Near Protocol, what are we talking about here? We got this double bottom pattern forming here. So you got to recognize that this doesn't always play out the way that it should, but it does help to know that liquidity's already been swept and we're hitting a second bottom here as we saw previously in August. So August 17th, a nice dreadful day there for Bitcoin. The price wicked all the way down. In fact, let's take a quick look at this here. Scroll this guy on up here. And what we want to do is we want to compare this to Bitcoin and kind of see what it looks like compared to it. In other words, is it performing similarly to Bitcoin, or is it somewhat of moving on its own recognizance, right? So it's important to kind of look at those two things and note, once again, August 17th, we know that day was pretty terrible for Bitcoin. And if we look at these comparison, for the most part, Bitcoin's doing better than Near Protocol. Yeah, so we don't have a double bottom or anything even close to it on Bitcoin. The reason I like to bring that to your attention is just because this coin is performing very poorly, and it's important to recognize that even though we do have a double bottom here, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to play out. Okay, but it is something to pay attention to. So we'll just go ahead and draw this chart out here, line, and let us know that now that we swept that lower liquidity level, we could see a bounce. That's a possibility. Let's take a quick look at our RSI. We can note that the price action is getting closer to 70. Now 70, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's 30. 30 on the RSIs on the bottom. 70 and 30 are both areas in which you see some resistance or support. We should experience some support here, but if we take a look at the most recent time when the price dropped below that, obviously that was August 17th, a very bad day, the price inevitably recovered. Okay, so we saw this big wick down with a recovery from bottom to top, somewhere in the range of about 25% within about 10 days. Okay, so I'm not saying we're going to see that here, but there is potential for the price to come back up, or at the very least, come back up to retest this most recent low. Okay, because you can kind of see this low here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days it retested that support level and eventually broke. Okay, so we can expect or summarize that that might actually be a support level. We can also kind of take a look at fibs here as well. If the price action pulls back or correction stays where it's at, we could see it once again at 0.382, that 106 mark, as a rough estimate of a resistance level. Okay, so we could very well see what is referred to as a dead cat bounce. The price comes up and rejects off that level. Okay, so just some things to kind of think about. We'll leave this chart up here for the moment. Let's take a look at the 4-hour and kind of see what we're looking at here. Now, when it comes to the 4-hour time frame, we've been kind of treading water right here at 30 on the RSI for some time, ever since we saw a sell-off on Monday when Bitcoin sold off as soon as the market opened. Okay, so Near did a very strong sell-off when Bitcoin didn't do all that much, right? We got a small sell-off here from Bitcoin. I mean, it was enough to notice, but it shook the market, right? We had 2% correction from Bitcoin led to a 7, almost 8% correction from Near Protocol. So you got to keep in mind, if you're taking a position with a coin like this, low position size, low leverage is probably the best way to go. You take a large leverage position size, you're going to get wiped out with one quick little candle wick. Okay, so please, please, please be careful. You see a lot of people out there trading with massive amounts of leverage, and they're not really showing with you how many attempts it took to get there, because they're getting liquidated left and right. And even though it does happen, it even happens to the best of us. I've been liquidated a couple times this year, and it's totally a terrible feeling. But I was happy to have had a lower position size and not feel like I'm going to be eating top ramen next month because I made that decision. Okay, so again, some things to kind of think about. Either way, are we going to bounce? Well, we got a convergence in the MACD trying here, and of course RSI is scaling that 30 level. So to me, when I see a coin performing like this, when Bitcoin is performing similarly, it tells me that they're fairly aligned with each other, but it's also not that good, because again, Bitcoin is doing much better than its previous high. What the wick down to like 24,000. Now we're back up to 26.6. Whereas Near Protocol is retesting that same low back from August 17th. Not the greatest look. Last but not least, let's take a quick look here at the Ichimoku Cloud and confirm that we're still bearish. No reason to take a long position. Truth is that you should close your short position if you have one open, but there's no confirmation to take a long or to hold your short at this point. So you should basically be in no position with this coin right now until we have confirmation. So to me, confirmation would be the price action basically coming sideways and up a little bit, getting above this most recent high, preferably. So to me, closure at 104 or 106 would be a much better scenario than we're at right now. But at the very least, get above the cloud here naturally, and we're going to take another 24 to $40 before we get there. So to me, this is a coin that I'm not really interested in touching for quite a while. If you are, spot trading, perhaps consider adding to your position if it wicks lower, set some limit orders down to the downside. Just because we swept all the liquidity here doesn't mean it's going to recover. But again, we do have a double bottom pattern that could play out. That's only if Bitcoin behaves. You got to recognize that Bitcoin continues to sell off, which I'm expecting 25 to 26,000 range for Bitcoin to sweep that lower liquidity. There's a great chance we're going to see Near Protocol perform much worse than it is right now. So again, not the greatest news, not the greatest update, and honestly, this could very well shoot to $2 or $3 in the next couple of weeks. You never truly know. That's what the crazy thing is. But when coins do this poor, the likelihood of them recovering quickly is very low. Again, what we want to wait for is confirmation, something giving us consolidation sideways, and then it needs to break its most recent low. So in other words, we got to get up above this 106 mark in order for me to have any confidence in taking a trade of this coin. You could get lucky to ride the price up here, but if you do, keep in mind you might want to take some profits between now and this 106 mark. That'll likely be a resistance level, considering it was a strong support recently. Okay, please note that. All right, so I'll go ahead and post this on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Once again, I do have playout charts that look something like this, where you can kind of understand specifically what might happen next with coins that I review. So be sure to check that out. Follow and enable notifications so you are up to date on those things. We've also got, of course, a Discord there. You don't have to be part of our premium group, but if you do want some extra signals there, basically I send about 20, 30 signals per month on my swing trades. And last month we hit 95% of our targets. So really, really good stuff there. It's absolutely beneficial. So I'm super happy to hear the feedback from our community members. Also, very good job there, Providence71. This guy's awesome. Guy or gal, apologies, I don't know. But this individual is trading well, and that was a request from yesterday when they asked for my gala video. So awesome stuff there. Thanks again for all of it. I greatly appreciate being part of your guys' lives. And if you want to comment below, like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, family, join up. Either way you do it, I appreciate it nonetheless, and I look forward to working with you. Have yourself a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one.